So, this land we live on, we live blindly through the suffering and the pain. And as we have this peacefulness existence that is always around us, that we fail to realize that all we need to do is use the tools that's been left for us to deal with the suffering and pain. So today, I did a special show to show you some spiritual tools that I use that has allowed me to continue on my spiritual journey. With that said, I want to welcome everyone to today's show, Rafiki Angu, to all my family, friends, and loved ones out there. And let's dive right into it. How do one keep one peace? That's the question I'm reflecting on. How do one keep one peace in the chaotic times that we are seem to be in? Like any government, you will need weapons for protection, right? If you want to keep your peace, you're going to need weapons for your protection. And we're going to be using these tools as protection, as weapons of protection. And these weapons of protections um, is something that, is really up to the beholder to really be able to use this in their defense. Which, in the case that we're going, you're going to need protection. So I suggest you use these stones that I'm going to talk about. And the first stone we'll talk about is the purpurite. The purpurite is a powerful essential tool that helps attune one's higher energy as well as open up and connects the third eye to the crown chakra. So this tool has the capability of connecting and working with the third eye and the crown chakra. Two chakra centers incredibly powerful and impactful in one's life. I want to talk about the minerals that this stone contains. The purpurite is a manganism of iron. Its properties are closely aligned with the functions of these elements in the body. So what these minerals does to the body, it also does in the mind. The manganism component of the purpurite activates the heart and the mind in stabilizing the nervous system, opening ones to experience of love and bliss. When used in meditation, the purpurite stimulates experience of rapid of oneness in the mind of the heart of the creator. The iron component of the purpurite grounds these experiences into the physical body, helping one walk in alignment with the divine and manifest the energy of the divine in the one's word, thoughts, and actions. Okay? So you can see why I invested in this stone. Because this stone does the work, right? It does the work that you can't do. You have to understand that when you're using tools, it's because you can't do it with what you have. But a simple tool like a pencil or a pen you're able to express so much and do so much, right? And get so much from it. Same thing as with this tool that I'm talking about. The grounding effect also lends itself well to healing work, as it stabilizes the flow of energy in the body and allows one to integrate more light onto the physical level. Why is it important that you have more light in the physical level? Because everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be the attraction. And so that's how the popular stand out, because they broadcast more light into the physical realm. Okay? It helps those that are afraid of power to overcome the hesitation. Its energy purification protects you from the temptations of the abuse of power, right? Because you have your own power, but you don't want to be abusive with it, right? This stone is a rare ally to build the bridge between the earth element and the wind. Okay, remember you're dealing with two elements with this stone, so that's another huge thing. Dealing with two chakras, two elements. These two elements, it's often difficult to find a point of balance between them, but the purple right offers the balance in teaching us how to walk on earth while maintaining a spiritual consciousness. So key, right? How can you walk on this earth and still have a spiritual consciousness when everything on this earth is dealing with physical matter? This is where you're going to need certain tools to keep you in alignment, to keep you in tune with the energy that surrounds you, but you might not see it. There's so many beautiful things in this physical world, in this physical realm, and this is one of them. The purpurite, beautiful, love it. Um, the purpurite is a master stone of the spiritual embodiment in the alignment of the mind to the greater mind of the divine. It aligns the entire chakra system, allowing for more free, potent energy to flow through the body in the aura field. Used in meditation, the purple light will align the mind energy and universal heart and will lead one to its highest path of expressing one's spiritual energy on earth. Right? Now, in the physical faculties of this stone, it helps you with more light of the electromagnetic energy into the body, and it stimulates the brain functions to help repair brain damage and rebuild the electromagnetic bridge between the neurons. The energy feeds the brain and improves the brain's function. So we know why the purple food, anything that the purple is attached to, you're going to be dealing with the crown chakra, the mind, the brain. So this stone, like I said, it helps you in all areas of life because most functions are dealing with the brain and the mind. So very good investment. Some other properties about this stone is it helps with self-healing, self-discipline, self-discovery, wisdom, transformation, opportunities, passion, insight, relaxation, resolution. I mean, the stone is not a one and all, but this is a big one. right? This is the big dog, the purple So, um, yeah, these are one of those stones that you work with, right? It's kind of like you just don't sit it in the room and let it just sit in the room. Like you really gotta hold this and really see the beauty of it and see the energy off of it, right? Like people see off of you when they look at you, they see the beauty, they see the energy off you. Same thing with this purple. It's a real uh, stone that gets the work done. And just to close out on this stone, uh, we'll just close out with, let's see, we talked about how powerful it is in connecting the third eye and the higher chakras. Um, this stone will, yeah, this stone it strengthens the connection um, between the higher realms and higher dimensions, right? More knowledge, more information comes through dreams and deep meditations, and it's so much energy that you're gonna want to have a black tourmaline or a black Canaanite or shunganite or black moonstone or onyx to help you keep that grounding energy for the protection of the purification that you're going to be getting. Um, because, like I said, this is a heavyweight. This stone's a heavyweight. It deals with the earth. It deals with Jupiter. Um, so yeah, the sign is Virgo. So if you're Virgo, this is definitely a stone you want to grab. But even if the moon or the sun is dealing with Virgo, you might want to use this stone that day. Um, other than that, anybody should have this in their collection because it gets the work done. With that said, Ashe, and we'll talk more about other stones that we have to use as tools on this spiritual journey. Another stone that's purple, right? It is the Doomer Terite. The Doomer Terite. Okay, the purple Doomer Terite. This stone is past um, it's past amazing or powerful, or all the words you could use when it comes to having everything uh, in the stone that deals with the heart, right? Just talking about the heart. So this is the stone that you're going to deal with when you're dealing with deep emotional trauma, right? Um, some of the properties of this stone concerning the the deep emotional side of yourself is the calming and the patience, right? This stone is going to help you with calming yourself and having patience with yourself, right? And that's why it piggybacks on the balance part of life, right? Because it balances the heart. And once you have a balanced heart, then the rest of things in life can fall into place. Being that it's purple, it deals with the higher the higher chakras and realms as well. So it deals with the sleep and it can help you get sleep, especially for the ones that deal with deep emotional traumas, right? Um, when we experience those traumas, they can interrupt our sleep. And just having this stone and working with the stone can bring better nights of sleep and rest because of many different things. And we'll talk about it as we go down this list because we're just mainly going to go down the property list that this stone has, and just let you know that why it's so important to work with it. Right. So as this helps you get better rest and sleep, it's also one of the things that I'm working with this stone is channeling. Right. I want to be able to allow the higher realms and myself to channel out into different realms, different dimensions to reach um, different frequencies and different levels and waves of energy, right? So this is one of the things that I believe that's going to help me get through some blockage, which allow my level of energy to grow higher, right? Like I said, this stone deals with trauma, um, and using other stones to combine with this particular stone will bring out particular parts of these properties to help assist the energy that the heart has, right? Because this it's called a native rose, but it's also known as the purple dumerterite. Okay, the purple dumerterite. Um, yes. So this allows allows is capable of removing the current blockage that we wake up to every day, right? So when you meditate with it or you have this in your environment and kind of work with this, it allows your mind to work with a clean slate, right? Something that we need to get into, like each rising is a clean slate that we should be approaching that day with. And this stone can just help you if you are not doing it in other ways to clear it. This stone can be of assistance, right? It's also a way for you to deal with the pain and self doubt. So uh, it goes towards where the trauma is. The trauma is going to have some pain connected to it. So this stone helps with the balancing that out, and then also with the self doubt. This allows you to have more um, compassion and be more patient with yourself to gain more confidence to be able to have a more inner peace, self healing. Um, comes from that, the clean slate and being able to deal with your self doubt. Um, so yes, it deals with grief and mourning. That is something that it deals with. So it's one of those stones where you use in different times of the day, maybe in different times of your life, right? Because it helps you in all stages. Even when it talks about the one what I'm using it for is for new beginnings. So I might be using this stone and you might be using stone for two different reasons, but the energies are working to align our consciousness into a place so where we can experience it on a physical realm, right? And that's how this energy works because we use our conscious level to get us to a higher frequency so we can vibrate at a higher conscious level to manifest uh, a physical reality that matches from within. Yeah, that's the magic and work that we do each day and trying to match it up. And that's why when we talk about creating our own realities, we are a part of that process. And each time we try to create our realities, and it doesn't work out as we might plan, then, you know, that's just something that we have to accept and move on to the next day, which we'll get a whole new clean slate to create our reality, right? So the more we work on ourselves, the closer we'll get to the reality that works for us, right? So the more that we work on ourselves, the closer we'll get to the reality that works for us. And that's the connection that we're trying to connect um, when we're dealing with these different energies on different levels of it, from on the element part, from the zodiac sign, from the chakras, these different energies have to not only be in line and in a divine order, but they also have to be um, compatible at the right time of the usage with the right intentions, of course. So there's a lot of factors into what we use and why we use it. But like anything, we know when we need to cut something, we're going to get a knife. So we know what tools we need to use. We need to cut through the energy and to allow ourselves to have a fresh start, because a lot of times we can't get to our fresh start because we have a layer of energy blocking um, the entry point of a new clean slate in our consciousness, right? We have to be able to get out and clean that space with an intention of cleaning it so that we can bring forth all these new and fresh energies. And we're going to jump right into a new one right now. So we'll catch you on the next one. Ashe. So, yeah, we're talking about another crystal, another stone, and this one is the rainbow fluorite. Okay, and fluorite comes in multiple colors. They share a lot of the same properties, um, but this rainbow fluorite, since it has so many multiple colors in it, the property list is it's another one that definitely covers a lot of the situations and problems that we face. This stone helps and assists you with those. And I'll talk about the list in a minute, but I'll just talk about how this stone is known for the clarity and the mental enhancement that it helps you with. And that's just one way of just clearing all the negative energy, so it helps aid a better decision in what you're actually doing in the present moment or with the current energy that you have to work with, right? Um, it also works not only in your aura field but through the mind. So yeah, by grabbing the negative energy out of the atmosphere or out of those fields, it allows you to be using your energy at a higher rate, right? This energy is connected to all the chakras. So we talked about stones that's just connected to two chakras, one chakra. Well, this chakra, this stone's connected to at least seven chakras. So that right there alone shows you how powerful this stone is. So we're going to look at some of the properties. And like I mentioned, that this is a stone that is known for the mental enhancement. So this is a stone that you would use for or to express enlightenment, right? This is also another stone that you can express confidence, right? Because one can see the mental energy with working with this stone, and then that will definitely bring the confidence in oneself, right? But we mentioned that takes away the negative energy. So this is a great stone for aura cleansing. Yes, aura cleansing is very important. And this rainbow fluorite is one of the perfect stones for that, right? A lot of people have rainbow fluorite, and the main reason that they might have it and they might not even know they have it for that is because of anger and stress. This stone works on your anger and your stress level, right? So just having the fluorite helps awaken the environment that you place it in, and it helps it uplifts the space, and it provides a clearing channel of thought because of clearing all the negative energy in that space. So now you have a clear channel of thought that can come through there, right? It helps you to activate um, the energy, right, and discover the true self and the ideas that you have about moving towards bettering yourself and others around you. Um, let's see what else we can talk about the fluoride. It comes in multiple colors: pink, green, purple. It deals with enhancing the mental faculties, right? Um, especially the blue is good for opening up the third eye. The gold, uh, fluorite, it aligns, more with the mind and the thoughts of taking the actions from one reality to the next. They have black fluorite, and then the multicolor rainbow fluorite helps assist organize the energy on many levels of the body, mind, and spirit. So that's why the rainbow fluorite is mostly used or seen in houses and homes. And plus, it's just beautiful. The colors, it's like you just fall in love with it. But it also deals with emotional understanding, right? Uh, and this stone has a little bit more energy behind it since it deals with all the chakras. You have that energy like confidence, you have that energy of determination, you have that energy of mastering your fears, you have that energy of breaking addictions, right? If you're trying to break addiction, then you need some rainbow um, fluoride in the mix as a tool because it's going to dispel all the negative energy, right? Like I said, all the other determinations, the confidence, the self discipline, right? The expansion. All these things are going to be coming and much easier once the rainbow fluoride is put into the mix, right? It smoothens, right? This stone smoothens. So once you get to the stage or the process where you're smoothing out your emotional energies or your physical realities, this stone is going to be helping you do that. And then it's just a high vibration stone, right? So there's a lot of properties that this stone covers. So that's another reason why you want to have a rainbow fluorite in the mix. We talked about a couple stones so far. Um, they've been purple stones, so we've been dealing with the higher chakras. The crown chakra, the third eye chakra, and then one of the stones um, mostly dealt with the heart chakra, and then we have the rainbow fluorite that deals with all the chakras. So we're definitely getting in alignment, um, giving you a little bit of what's out there to use as tools. We're going to be bringing in another stone really soon. So with that said, this Amazonite, it's a water crystal. That's the element. So the one element that it really specifies is in water. So all the water signs will probably connect to this a little bit more. But it deals with the heart and the throat chakra, and the key words are truth, communication, and harmony, right? And This sign, the sign of it is Virgo. A lot of Virgos might also gravitate to this stone. And I'm personally using this stone for the planet properties of Uranus. Uranus um, will be moving into Gemini, and when it does, I um, want to be as much as prepared as I can. So I'm going to be working with the Amazonite, and I'll tell you a little bit why. Right. So the Amazonite is called the Peacemaker Stone, and that is because of the communication skills that you have to do so, and that's with your heart and also with the throat chakra. So this encourages you to venture off in love and things that inspire you, um, things that give you the freedom of speech, right? Um, it also helps you communicate difficult things and topics with loved ones. So um, during this time of Uranus going into Gemini, I'm just gonna be prepared to have conversations with loved ones and family members and friends that really connect to me and might have some concern with them or might connect with them. Like we let this stone calm the environment. It dispels the negative energy that might be near, right? So like other stones that do this as well. The more stones you have around that dispels the negative energy, um, the more that negative energy can be removed out of that environment. Because we know negative energy is strong and it has its own current of its own, so it keeps reappearing and showing up, and we have to be aware of that and have protection for those situations and times. And so that's where the Amazonite comes in play for not only myself but for those around me, right? So um, the Amazonite reminds us that we are in control of our own destiny, right? And our own decisions and the effect of the outcome. You know, there's other stones that helps us work on creating the reality of our life, which is something different than understanding that we have control of our own destinies and the decisions that we take to move towards those. Those are two different things, but we have to be able to walk in the same um, purpose that we have for life in both, right? So the stone that I love to pair with this and we'll be pairing up is the smoky quartz. The smoky quartz um, helps transform the vibration. It helps ground your spiritual energies into the earth. And once it becomes into the earth, you know, into your palms and your hands, then you can use that energy to actually do some energy cleansing of some sort if you have some practices that you use with your hands, right? So the energy, uh, it also brings forth the opportunity of growth and the development of one true self when combining the smoky quartz with the Amazonite. Um, let's see, what do we have a little bit? Yeah, the Amazonite is a stone of harmony. It activates and stimulates the heart chakra. It empowers us to manifest our dreams and desire. It's a magnifier of our intentions. Okay, so and it works through the throat chakra. The intentions must be spoken out loud when holding the Amazonite, um, while forcefully confirming and affirming the wishes that you create powerfully to enhance one's ability into its being. The power of the spoken word is great. Um, when using this stone, remember that geniuses affirm that the universe was brought unto the being of the Word of God. So the Amazonite teaches us to speak the truth that makes us, it speaks the truth that's within us, okay? It's a throat chakra activation, so it enhancements of the communication and works well with other stones that's turquoise, um, greenish, uh, Lamar. This helps deepens the insight of the truth, right? And it works with both chakras, the heart and the throat, right? Let's see what else we got. The Amazonite, it puts one in position of conflict with the resolutions and the ability, the ability to communicate not only their truths, but in an effective way to see the needs of others. The Amazonite is also helpful to touch others with your truth. Okay, and it has a powerful alliance um, in helping you set the right boundaries, um, and you do that with the assistance of perceiving the right communications and ways of communicating to others. Um, allows you to walk into your truth and let your actions be led by your words. So not only do you walk what you talk, right? You walk what you talk, and it helps you property wise. It helps you deal with your anger and stress. So with Uranus, unexpected things, family members, close friends, and loved ones, you get stress, anger, a part of those relationships. It also helps love and relationships. Um, it helps with stress relief. So this is the stone big on stress. Um, it aligns. It's in alignment of the chakras. So just these two chakras, the heart and the throat. You have to use your throat to speak things into order and existence, right? So yeah, that's where this stone, this Amazonite, can be very helpful. Um, Speak and live the highest truth. And when you call for it to manifest in the world, you say it out loud with the Amazonite, and you have no problems and worries on you receiving it. That said, let's get on to the next stone. Ashe. Fetchonite, right? And so our fetchonite is a rare sodium mineral. Um, it has um, a lot of iron in it as well. So those minerals are also in other crystals which make them look kind of the same. It gives off a nice shiny bluish gold silver look. Um, but yeah, let's talk about the properties because it's another stone that has tremendous amount of properties, and this one has particular ones that I actually like using the stone a lot for. One of the first ones is living in the present moment. This stone does exactly that. For some reason, it just keep you right there, um, and so it's something that you should always look at in the risings because I feel like it aligns you with the current energy that you're going to be facing in the present moment, right? And so that's one thing. It's a self healing stone, so that's always something that you can work with daily, right? This also is a mental enhancement, so you definitely feel like you can get more done. Like I said, not only in the present moment, but with yourself. It deals with new beginnings. So, with the new moon tomorrow, um, this is a stone that, you can use around the new moon because it's for new beginnings. Um, excuse me, for new beginnings, a sense of purpose, spiritual awakenings, transformations. This also deals with trust. So, this stone can help you in the areas in life that you need to have more trust in, right? It helps you reveal your wisdom. Wisdom be given onto you. It deals with the calming and being patient, claiming wholeness, right? It deals with courage. Um, it deals with compassion. It helps you create your own reality, right? So it does a lot of the things that other stones that we talked about so far do. Um, so it's just another one having a mix so that that energy is just really strong. Or if you didn't have any one of the ones that we talked about so far, then this one fits right in to for you needing to work with a tool that you can really work with. Right? It has multiple properties. It also deals with the emotional understanding, which is big because if you're going to do any growth, you're going to have to understand how to grow with your emotions as well. It deals with the expanded awareness. That's something that we haven't really seen uh, too many stones work with. It's being able to expand the awareness because the awareness is one thing, but to be able to expand it, it takes it to where the stone also brings more energy on knowledge, more energy towards self discovery, right? So these things tie into each other, and it's going to help you get to that life path, which a lot of the stones that we talked about in the purple, um, helps you get there. Well, this is going to help you get there as well. So when we're trying to get to that spiritual path and that spiritual journey, these stones that I'm mentioning will keep you headed in that direction. And that's all we can really ask for is to head in that direction. Um, this stone, I'll say the name again. Give me 1 second.
Arfetsinite.
Arfetsinite. Yes, this arfetsinite um, has a supercharged energy within it, and when you hold it, you can feel it. It maintains the cool. You can feel how cold it stays, right? The more you hold it in your hand usually warms up a stone, but this one keeps a nice cool feel about it, right? It helps with the collective mentality. Um, it's the perfect in times of distress, right? Where you must have to be adult and handle the responsibilities with a poker face. So this stone helps you keep that poker face and also helps you provide a safe space for loved ones, right? And during the times where you come to realization and that you're wasting time and energy and emotion on something, well, this stone helps you get to that point or helps you become aware, right? It has the expanded awareness about it. It helps you figure out and see that you're at that stage, right? It deals with the throat chakra. Um, so it's going to outpour the emotions and thoughts that one bear from within. This is another thing that you want, right, when you're going through the healing process. You know, it helps you begin to talk to yourself about issues that hurt you at certain moments in your life, right? Um, this is also a stone known for protection, right? And so, if you can do this a few times a week before you go to bed, just watch slowly um, how this this stone will open up to you. So I guess you're just supposed to grab the stone, hold it, and think about all the hard times in the moment and see if you could truly vacate those out of your mind and heart, right? Um, so that's also like a releasing and forgiving type of thing, empathy, generosity, right? Um, Mastering your fears. So yeah, it deals with the planet Mercury's in Gemini, and Mercury's will be going in Gemini. So this is why I'll be using stone for the next few weeks, because it's going to help me and guide me. And then there's also the element of storm. So with other planets and energy coming towards me as well, I need to be protected and prepared for the unexpected. So yeah, we're gonna continue to flow and talk more about these stones. Um, so yeah, when you see another video or you see another audio that have another title about another stone, just go ahead and click it because we're gonna have more of these and they're gonna be more informative on how we can use them and combine them as well. So thank you for listening. I hope you get something from today's show. Like I said, these spiritual tools can be used not only daily, but they can be used often to make sure that we are cleansing our aura fields, we're clearing our chakras, centers, and also we're just clearing our emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. And with that said, have a great rest of your day or night. Ashe.